Hi, hello, namaste. There is a news that relate to Christians. This time it is from Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah ji and the Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar. They are urging Christians not to use Christian after their subcaste or don't use caste when you are using Christian. The simple request given by the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, because the few people in Karnataka, those who are Christians, they are using caste and religion together, like Kuruba Christian, Brahmin Christian, Madiga Christian, etc. The nomenclatures they're using and writing in the caste certificates, and they're asking the Christians just to write Christian or the caste, any one in the caste certificates, because there is a problem that they're facing in Karnataka, that recently a draft notification released in August, by the state backward classes commission. We know that the state government is going to conduct a comprehensive socio-economic and educational survey, caste census survey. How they did in Telangana, they are doing in now Karnataka, and this is supposed to be scheduled to begin from September 22, 2025. That means this month 22, they're going to start this caste census in Karnataka. Here they're facing a difficult problem. The problem is the issue they arised on reservations to Christians. The total Christian population in Karnataka is 1.87%, and present reservations are actually for scheduled caste 17%, scheduled tribes 7%, and backward communities 32%. Is already 56% reservations in Karnataka. The Christians are given 5% reservations from backward communities quota, and out of 5%, 4% are to the Dalit Christians in Karnataka. So this is actually at present the reservation system in Karnataka going on. Now the problem they are facing is BC categories, they divided by A, B, C, D categories. In each BC category also there are some converted Christians, right? So they're mentioning caste as Lingayat Christian, Kuruba Christian, Madiga Christian, Brahmin Christian, like that they are mentioning, because see, for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, no problem. Scheduled caste, there is a problem. The scheduled caste, there is a reservation problem. If anybody converts as a Christian and then forego reservations of scheduled caste, so the majority of those people who converted as Christians, they're still writing Hindu and they're continuing as Hindu and they're getting caste certificates. And if anybody wants to change their caste and then they're going to converting as a Christian, foregoing scheduled caste reservation. So that there is a clarity in scheduled caste. But whereas come to be backward communities, there is a problem faced by the Karnataka. The problem is the people who converted to Christianity from backward communities, they're not liking to record in their certificates as a Hindu. Say for example, Hindu Kuruba, Hindu Madiga, Hindu Lingayat, Hindu Brahmin, right? These are all they used to write in the certificates and all the Mandal revenue offices, right? So some people converted as Christians from these BC castes like Lingayat, Kuruba, Madiga, Brahmin. These are BC communities. From BC community there are Christians who converted. Now they have freedom, because even if they convert, they don't forego reservations, because the 1950 scheduled caste order is only for scheduled caste. So backward communities are not facing any such problem. Even after conversion, they're not facing any reservation foregoing. In such cases, these people, be backward communities, they're voluntarily saying that why should we write Hindu once we converted as Christian, and they started writing as Lingayat Christian, Kuruba Christian, Madiga Christian, Brahmin Christian, that these Christians started writing Christian with their castes instead of Hindu, because they're converted as Christians. Now the problem is that each caste divided in two pieces, like Lingayats, Hindu Lingayat, Christian Lingayat, Kuruba, Hindu Kuruba, Christian Kuruba, Madiga, Hindu Madiga, Christian Madiga, Brahmin, Christian Madiga, Hindu Brahmin, Christian Brahmin. So each caste became two subcategories. In Karnataka, they are mentioning like that in their caste certificates. Now the problem arises is when they're when the government listed all these castes, that each caste became two pieces, like Hindu Kuruba one caste and Christian Kuruba another caste, so listed in the government records, because that is how they're writing in the caste certificate. Now it became a big headache for the Karnataka. BJP is arguing that the Christians doesn't have caste, so all BC Christians must not write caste. Caste is only for Hindus. BC converts should use 5% reservations only, not from BC quota. This is the argument brought by Bharatiya Janata Party in Karnataka. Now this became a big problem in Karnataka. Right? Earlier this problem is only for scheduled caste. Scheduled caste already 1950 scheduled caste order is there. But this is now the Bharatiya Janata Party is pushing this argument for even backward communities. They say that Christianity doesn't have caste, and then why should backward communities who convert as Christians, and why should they take the reservations of Hindus? They say that these reservations are meant for Hindus. And then I don't know from which constitution of India these people brought that argument that the reservations are for Hindus. That's so surprising, right? So in the 1950 scheduled caste order, para 3, it said only for scheduled caste status, not for other than Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist. And why this backward caste controversy? Is BJP is targeting backward Christian converts, and it looks so that I think they're targeting backward communities converts. Here the controversy is the draft list included around 52 new subcastes or nomenclatures for Christians prefixed with the traditional Hindu caste names such as Kuruba Christian, Vakkaliga Christian, Billava Christian, Brahmin Christian, Madiga Christian. Like that, there are 52 castes recorded in this list in their caste census. This has sparked a big debate over the Bharatiya Janata Party is arguing that it promotes religious conversions by allowing converts to retain caste-based reservations benefits, potentially undermining Hindu social structures and constitutional norms and reservations. They say that Hindu social structure, that's why reservations. That means the government of India officially confirming of Hindu social structure like Brahmin, Kshatriya, Sudra, these are Hindu social structure, right? Is Constitution of India confirming the social structure? No, right? That's prohibited. Article 15, that it's prohibited. The caste-based, this one. So when it is prohibited, then what they say that social structure is in Hindu, and then this BC reservations are only for Hindus, because the social structure is not there in the Christianity. The new argument they brought. The issue gained traction in early September 2025 with oppositions from Hindu religion leaders like SC, ST, OBC communities and the Bharatiya Janata Party, who view it as a Congress-led appeasement and tactic in Karnataka. It ties into broader tensions, including the Congress government's promise to repeal the Karnataka Protection of Right to Freedom of Religion Acts 2025 anti-conversion law enacted by the previous BJP government. The Karnataka government said that if you come to power, we will remove that anti-conversion law. And recent proposals like renaming the Shivaji Nagar metro station, they want to rename it St. Mary metro station. Now it is Shivaji Nagar, but since it is Shivaji Nagar, and the government proposed to change it as St. Mary metro station, and that became controversial. They say that even Maharashtra Chief Minister Fadnavis is involved in this, that you're humiliating our Shivaji. That's a Shivaji Nagar, and then but there is a church called St. Mary's Church that is 125 years old church, and the Karnataka government want to give that name to the metro station, and became a controversy. There are hundreds of metro stations in India, and then every metro station is named after Hindus. Then one metro station they want to name after Mary, and then it became a big issue in Karnataka. Obviously, it's looking like so. But here the Congress government is arguing that reservations are based on caste, not the religion. We are giving reservations based on the caste, not the religion. Even Christians fall under their caste category, so we must show caste. Adding Christian to their caste, it is their Christian's choice, not the government choice. They are writing that government wants to give all Kuruba communities. Government wants to provide reservations to all Kuruba communities. And we asked them, tell which caste you belong to. Few people are writing Hindu Kuruba, few people are writing Christian Kuruba. So we recorded both in the list. So we did not divide that. That's people, the Kuruba caste people, they divided themselves and they're writing in the certificate. So we mentioned. So it's not from the government. It is a choice of the people of Karnataka. That is the argument government is doing, right? So we did not divide Kuruba into two castes like Hindu Kuruba and Christian Kuruba, but there are people converted. So they are writing Hindu Kuruba and Christian Kuruba. We just, as it is, we listed in the list. And then we are going for a social survey, economic survey. That's Congress government saying that. Moreover, adding Christians to their caste, I mean, it reflects that still these people want to retain their caste. That means still casteism is there in Christianity. That's a reflection of that. A Brahmin wants to write a Christian Brahmin. A Kuruba wants to write a Christian Kuruba. A Madiga wants to write a Christian Madiga. Then that means still the casteism still exists in Christianity. Christianity is nowhere different from Hinduism in terms of this adding their caste and mentioning their caste in their name. Then there's no change in Indian social structure. Then in that case, then that's still continuing, right? So the draft list reflects a self-reported identities from communities ensuring equitable access to benefits for disadvantaged Christians groups without violating constitutional principles. What is the without violating constitutional principle? The constitutional principle only for scheduled castes, not for backward communities. But the Bharatiya Janata Party is arguing that even backward communities you should remove from the reservations if they convert. Scheduled tribes if they remove from the scheduled caste. So this now Bharatiya Janata Party is talking about that in Karnataka. So Siddaramaiah has argued that conversions often stem from caste-based discrimination and inequity in Hindu society. If this is another problem with Siddaramaiah, I think he failed to understand what exactly now the present scenario and earlier how the caste came, and now what is the present status quo. The present status of caste is Siddaramaiah failed to understand, I think. If the true equality in opportunities existed, religious conversions would not happen. That's what Siddaramaiah said. Of course, that is true. He urged Christians who were converted to Christianity to stop using Hindu caste surnames in the survey to avoid confusion, emphasizing transparent data collection. Now, Siddaramaiah is telling that don't use Hindu before your survey. Like Hindu Kuruba, don't write if you are a Christian. If you are a Christian, you write the Christian or Kuruba or Christian Kuruba. But don't write Hindu because to avoid the confusion that Siddaramaiah is saying that. But Siddaramaiah failed to understand that the caste-based discrimination and inequality in Hindu society, it is earlier. That means earlier when Christianity is not there, Islam is not there, there's only one religion, that is Hindu religion. So the caste-based discriminations were formed then. Even after now Islam and Christianity came to India and then the multiple people converted as Christians also, the caste discrimination that went into the deep roots of the Indian society, it is still continuing. So the caste-based discrimination is not from Hindu society now, it is from Indian society. The Indian society includes Christian, Muslim, Jain, Parsi, everybody. Irrespective of their conversion of religions, they're still treated as a low caste, this caste, that caste, that caste. And then still they're reflecting their casteism even after they converted as Christians. And then there's no difference between a Hindu Christian in terms of caste in the social structure. So the casteism is the Indian society, not in the Hindu society now. That I think Siddaramaiah failed to understand that. But anyway, he's doing good argument, but he failed to understand the simple. But the BJP is rejecting that. They call it as conversion bogey. The government is accusing that the BJP of spreading misinformation and creating false anti-Hindu narrative to distract from successful welfare schemes like the 5 guarantees of Karnataka government, transferring over 52,000 crore to the underprivileged people. And now BJP wants to stop that, so they are spreading fake false news as anti-Hindu schemes. And Minister Lakshmi Hebalkar, he called it as misinformation campaign because of the BJP can't tolerate, because the Congress is growing in popularity day by day. That's what she said, the minister said. So the categorization is not new or invented. It's drawn from existing community claims and won't encourage conversions as a list. Congress leaders like Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar had dismissed similar claims in the past by BJP, and during Muslim reservations they said same thing, that these are all brazen lies and aim to vote bank politics. That's what say D.K. Shivakumar had said yesterday. And the Christians were silent in this controversy because Christians are smart casteists, right? These Christian leaders, many bishops, Christian organizations, bishop councils, they were silent on this because they are also mentioning their castes. So that's what I said, that even Christians have casteism. Even Christian bishop also, he thinks that he belongs to so-and-so caste. Internally, may not be publicly, may not be in the church, in the council, but inside he knows that he belongs to what caste, and then even Christians are casteists. So the Christians are silently they're watching when the BJP and Congress are fighting, and this nomenclature is written by Christian leaders. So Christian leaders are already stayed neutral on this caste nomenclature issue, but they're demanding you lift the anti-conversion law from Karnataka. That's what Christians are doing that. So I think the Christians are not different from Hindus in caste, in the view of caste. They also caste discriminated, caste-based marriages, caste discrimination in churches, still continuing in the caste-based. There are many caste-based churches. So if you look at all these things, that's why I said the casteism is not in Hindu society, it is Indian society. The Indian society includes even Christians, Muslims, and everybody, irrespective of religion. The caste glitch is there in the minds of Indians, so it is Indian society. So that's why these reservations are given to the castes, not to the religions. But BJP arguing that vehemently they're opposing this anti-conversion bill. I mean, they opposed this draft bill. They called it as conversion guarantee scheme and vowing state-wise registrations. They say that we go for state-wise strikes and hesitations on this. They met the Backward Classes Commission chairman to demand removal of 107 plus new Christian Muslim tagged subcastes, because now every caste became two: Christian Kuruba, Hindu Kuruba, Brahmin Christian, Brahmin Hindu. So every caste became now two castes. So now 107 castes were added to the list, and then they're saying that you have to remove all those added castes, otherwise you go for strike. That Bharatiya Janata Party is telling that. There is no provision for religion-based reservations in the constitution. Again, they're talking about provision for religion. This is not the religion reservation. They're giving reservations to Kuruba caste, the reservations to Madhya caste, reservations to Lingayat caste, and then where is religion there? The reservations are for the castes, right? But when the people are claiming their caste, the people are writing that I'm Hindu Kuruba, I'm Christian Kuruba. So here the reservations are not to the religion, reservations are to the castes. That's true. But this BJP always arguing that they are giving reservations to the religions, and they mean to say that if somebody says that Kuruba Christian, you should not give reservation. If you give them, it is religious based. They're not giving to Brahmin Christian, right? If it is a reservations to Christians, they should give to even Brahmin Christian. They're not giving to Brahmin Christian. They're giving only to the Kuruba Christian or Madhya Christian, that lower caste, irrespective of Christian or Madhya, but they're getting their reservations, right? So here the reservations for castes, not for religion. But the BJP is arguing in different way that you're giving reservations to Christian religion because you're giving the Lingayat Christian and all these things. BJP leaders like B.Y. Vijayendra, N. Ravikumar and V. Sunil Kumar, they all claim that the Congress is showing poisonous seeds by inventing 45 to 57 new castes, new subcastes. They're saying that Congress invented these castes. These are not invented castes. The people are writing that in certificate that they belong to this. And they say that these Hindu castes belong to Hindus, not to religions. Like if any caste like Kuruba is not it doesn't belong to Christianity, it belongs to Hindu. If somebody calls Madhya, it doesn't belong to Christian, it belongs to Hindu. So this is actually, there's a plan to scrap an anti-conversion law. That's what Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to release. And it's part of the Congress minority vote bank strategy, favoritism. BJP is trying to say that Shivaji Nagar, earlier they disrespected Hindu icons like Chhatrapati Shivaji Nagar. They changed it as St. Mary's metro station, and anti-Hindu policies that temple fund diversions are doing, and Raghu Kautilya accused of commission of failing to explain who approved these funds, and all this a plot to break Hinduism and Hindus and all, divide the Hindus and all, and these arguments the Bharatiya Janata Party bringing on the floor now. BJP highlights Congress past opposition to anti-conversion laws while ignoring violence for conversions in BJP ruled states, positioning themselves as protectors of Hindu unity. That's what actually Bharatiya Janata Party is releasing the Congress. So this is all about the news in Karnataka. Let's see what happens. But ultimately, the Bharatiya Janata Party is saying that the castes also belong to Hindus. Till now they're saying the reservations are only for Hindus. Now they're saying that even the caste name like Kuruba, Lingayat, Mala, Madhiga, all these belongs to Hindus only. This doesn't belong to Christianity. So then if anybody convert as a Christian and they say that no more the Mala, Madhiga, Kuruba, Lingayat, Brahmin, Kshatriya, this doesn't belong to them. It's only for Hindus. That's what they're saying that. It's a new argument. But let's see what happens. Thank you. Namaskar.